Well, for more on the Jubilee celebrations, let's bring in right now, once again, Rafe Heydel-Mankoo. He's a royal commentator who joins us right now in London, UK. Rafe, great to see you. Thank you for being with us today.
Always a pleasure, Michael.
So as we talk about the Jubilee celebrations, again, this is to honor Her Majesty for 70 years of service to Britain and to the Commonwealth. But I do wonder about her health. She's had to, as you know, cancel several public appearances recently. Will we actually see much of Queen Elizabeth during these Jubilee celebrations?
Well, I think everyone's a lot more reassured now than they were at this time last month or even 3 or 4 weeks ago. The Queen has been seen in public a lot more than she was last month. She attended the Royal Windsor Horse Show. She just recently attended the Chelsea Flower Show. At one of those events, she was walking with the aid of a stick, and at the other one, she had a British version of the Pope-mobile taking her around, a little Queen-mobile, people are calling it now. Her Majesty is expected to appear on Thursday for the Trooping of the Colour, which is her official annual birthday celebration, and she's supposed to be making a balcony appearance then. There's a break with tradition. She is always normally takes the salute in Horse Guards Parade in London, which is where the famous scenes of the marching bands take place. But for the first time ever, they're going to march directly to Buckingham Palace so that the Queen doesn't need to travel to them to take the salute. They'll go to her at home. She'll be working from home that day, taking the salute from her balcony. And she's also expected a day later to appear at St. Paul's Cathedral for the special service of Thanksgiving. But to maintain her dignity, because she's no longer able to climb the steps, she'll be arriving off camera, we believe, from a side entrance so that she can be seated before the thing starts. Worth mentioning that Queen Victoria was also too frail to attend her Diamond Jubilee in 1897, and so she sat in a carriage outside the cathedral while the service took place.
So we will be seeing the Queen, and you outlined many of the celebration points for the Jubilee itself. So a lot to be excited about. But, you know, as we talk about the celebrations, Rafe, I also want to talk about Prince Charles and Prince William, because, of course, they will be featured during this Jubilee as well, which makes me wonder how much of these celebrations are also a dress rehearsal for what the monarchy will look like after the Queen departs.
Well, essentially, these roles serve as apprenticeships. We saw the Prince of Wales delivering the Queen's speech recently at the state opening of Parliament. We're now seeing Prince Charles and Prince William both step up. For example, during the Trooping of the Colour, they will be the ones performing the duties at Horse Guards Parade that the Queen normally would have done. So this is just the natural progression of roles. And Prince Charles, as we know, has had the longest apprenticeship in history. He's the oldest Prince of Wales. And so he's fully capable and able to take up the mantle. And William, of course, by his side, providing all the support that he can to his father.
Mm-hmm. Now, interestingly, we've also now received word that Prince Harry and the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, will also be attending the service of Thanksgiving at St. Paul's Cathedral come Friday. Are we looking at the beginning of some kind of rapprochement?
Well, there is some hope for that, and there is some feeling that this will provide an opportunity for a reconciliation behind closed doors. Currently, Harry and Meghan will only be attending the service at St. Paul's Cathedral in terms of the official functions, but it's expected that hopefully they'll be able to meet if there's goodwill on both sides and if there's trust on both sides, because, of course, there is a feeling that after he spoke and gave an NBC interview after his private meeting with the Queen, Prince William, we know, is worried that things that may be said in private may end up on the front pages eventually in the future. But assuming there is a level of trust and goodwill on both sides, I think there is every hope for that. Because, of course, I think the Sussexes them too realise that their status depends very much on their proximity to the royal family. And we've seen that with their troubles with Spotify and Netflix. Everything that they have built their careers on depends on having a strong and good relationship with the royal family.
Well, it makes me wonder because, again, these Jubilee celebrations in many ways to celebrate the great accomplishment and the service of Her Majesty the Queen to the UK and to the Commonwealth, but it is also these celebrations with an eye to the future. So that said, is there a future role, do you think, for Prince Harry, or has he said too much about leaving royal life too publicly?
There's always a role for Prince Harry and for the Duchess of Sussex. there's always place for a prodigal son to return home. Certain steps need to be taken, certain guarantees need to be made to ensure that they do become, if they wanted to become, fully serving active members of the royal family. And in fact, we've just had in this country, Tina Brown, the author, has just set out her blueprint for the survival of the monarchy, which very much entails the Sussexes returning to the fold. Because that originally was the plan, to have this dynamic young couple acting as part of the new face of the monarchy. And so certainly I know the Queen would love that. Prince Charles loves his son very much too. And he's saddened by Prince Harry rather than being angered. So there's every hope for a rapprochement.
So, celebration of the Queen in the days ahead, and perhaps as well, as we say, some healing perhaps in the House of Windsor. But Rafe, thank you for this. Sets us up very well for the week ahead. Really appreciate the time today.
Thanks so much. Take care.
You too. That is Royal Commentator Rafe Heydel-Mankoo.